Seuss read a little bit. Little words like if and it. My father can read big words too, like Constantinople and Timbuktu. Say, what does the say? See, he, me, we. Pat, pop, pop. He, three, tree, bee. Top, hop, stop. Ask me tomorrow, but not today. So that is that one. Okay, now I am going to read The Butter Battle by Dr. Seuss. On the last day of summer, 10 hours before fall, my grandfather took me out to the wall. For a while we stood silent, then finally he said, with a very bad shake of his very old head, "As you know, on this side of the wall we are Ukes. On the far other side of this wall live the Zooks." Then my grandfather said, "It's high time that you knew of the terribly horrible thing that Zooks do. In every Zook house and in every Zook town, every Zook eats his bread with the butter side down. But we Ukes, as you know, when we breakfast or sup, spread our bread," Grandpa said, "with the butter side up." "That's right, honest way," Grandpa gritted his teeth. "So you can't trust a Zook who spreads bread underneath. Every Zook must be watched. He has kinks in his soul. That's why, as a youth, I was made. Watching my goal, watching Zooks for the Zook watching Border Patrol. In those days, of course, the wall wasn't so high, and I could look any Zook square in the eye. If he dared to come close, I could give him a twitch with my tufted, prickly snickberry switch. For a while that worked fine. All the Zooks stayed away, and our country was safe. Then one terrible day, a very rude Zook by the name of Vantage stuck up and slingshotted my snickberry switch. With my broken-off switch, with my head hung in shame, to the chief Uk-a-roo in great sorrow I came. But our leader just smiled. He said, "You're not to blame, and those Zooks will be sorry they started this game. We'll dress you right up in a fancier suit. We'll give you a fancier slingshot to shoot." And he ordered the boys in the back room to figure how to build me some sort of triple sling jigger. With my tripe sling jigger, I felt much bigger. I marched to the wall with the great vim and great vigor, right up to Vantage with my hand on the trigger. "I'll have no more nonsense," I said with a frown, "from Zooks who eat bread with the butter sat down." Vantage looked quite sickly. He ran off quite quickly. I'm unhappy to say he came back the next day in a spiffy new suit with a big new machine, and he snarled as he said, looking frightfully mean, "You may fling those hard rocks with your trip sling jigger, but I also now have my hand on a trigger. My wonderful weapon, the jigger rock snatch 'em, will flick 'em right back just as quick as we catch 'em. We'll have no more nonsense. We'll take no more cup from you Ukes who eat bread with the butter side up." "I have failed, sir," I sighed.